tackles, and you can see two of them here because I got one at the power tackle and the other at the tight end here. We're looking for big dudes. I mean, really, at the end of the day, you really want all fullbacks, quick-footed, really good athletes, and these two big power tackles. If you were kind of simplifying what you're looking for, all linemen in the Beast offense. Hey, coaches, Coach Parker with CoachParker.org here. How are you guys doing? And BeastOffense.com. Hey, I wanted to go over the Beast offense, offensive linemen and their player profiles, and let's jump right into it. So, just right off the bat, let me say the Beast offense is a power offense, and yeah, you can use smaller linemen because it's mostly down blocking, but I will say my preference in player profiles is I like bigger, quicker offensive linemen with great hands and feet. So really fullback types that will probably be fullback, H-backs, tight ends in high school. They may play power forward now and they're basketball rec league kind of thing. So we're looking for those bigger guys so they can overpower the defense and move people off the ball. So we're really, I mean, if I'm going to choose what I want physically dominant, bigger linemen. Hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff helps me out in the algorithm. Really need your help there. That would be much appreciated. The other thing about the offensive line in the Beast offense is you really want to perfect blocking. The Beast is really about blocking. It's not really about backs. It's more about the overall team and power football. So we really work hard on our blocking techniques and calls and what we're trying to do there. A very experienced O-line coach will be there. A head coach like myself or assistant head coach will take that role and make it fun and technically sound for the players. So let's talk about kind of the differences of the linemen that you may have and kind of the mix. So to me, there's three kind of teams, groups that you'll have to deal with. Say if you're a select traveler or an elite team, what that player profile will look like. If you're a competitive team, what that profile for linemen may look like. And then kind of a recreational team, and you've just got a bunch of kids and MPP, and you're going to have to deal with that. And yes, since the Beast is mostly jaw blocking and down blocking, you can use smaller, technically sound offensive linemen, but above average players' size and technical ability is better for this power offense. So, we try to develop our current players. We're going to recruit to a profile standard or draft to that over time to get those bigger linemen that we like. And so let's kind of go over what I'm talking about. So the positions in the Beast offense are as follows. So we're usually unbalanced. We do go even for counters and passes, and the tackle will come back over. Here I'm in unbalanced. I call it big. It's short on the wrist, coach. So you have your KG. I call it a night guard because I played chess, and he pulls and it looks like a knight kind of movement in chess. And then you've got your weak side tackle, you've got your power tackle, and then you've got one of your ends. I have X over here, but if you run wide to your side, you can do that. You've got a center, the weak guard, and the weak tight end. So that's how that works. I like tight ends on the two sides, or at least players that can catch. That way we can audible and throw to those guys. Sometimes we will switch in at the play side tight end, a power tackle that's just a mean dog, so we can wash out people. So that there's that also. So let's talk about, and here is kind of, it's even, big left, big right, so you can kind of see what that looks like there. So I will say the center is sort of a big deal in the Beast offense. I mean, if my preference, and here we're going to talk about the select elite traveled kind of profile that we're going for first, is I like a bigger center that can shotgun snap and snap under center and can possibly directional snap or is motivated to do that and learn that with their parents at home. Here's one of my big centers here. That was the case with Jackson. Great center, directional snapped, under center, shotgun snap, very consistent, very good blocker. So it's great to have this big center. You're really looking for somebody that's naturally capable or that has a drive to learn and do it, that will practice at home. They're 99.9% consistent. Like I said, they go back and forth. They can directional snap, understand how that kind of works. This makes it great for wedging when we want to wedge, because the wedge is like a number 2 play in the beast offense. And when you want them smart and trustworthy, that they can help make calls. Now, Jackson, when he got older, actually helped us for a couple of seasons coaching. He was one of my best O-line coaches, very smart, technical, and knows what he's doing. So really love that. And he was a bigger boy, stickered, as you can see the red sticker on his helmet there, throughout the number of seasons that we had them. So I do like a big center, but you can't have a small center if you have 2 big guards that protect them. And if they know how to shotgun you can get away with that. But my preference is for really highly select elite travel teams. I got a big center. Let's talk about the guards. Guards are great. We don't pull a whole lot because we're unbalanced, but you can. Some teams will pull. So we want, if you're a select team, travel team, elite team, you're really looking for fullback types that are athletic, quick-footed, and that can pull and learn to pull. And you can see 2 of them here. One was a hockey player, very quick-footed, the one on the right, and the one on the left was like a 4-string quarterback, 3rd-string fullback, very, very athletic. He wound up being a highly praised tailback in high school. He was able to pull and all that. Very technically sound, both of them. Very, very tough. And these guys could also play weak tackles because they were technically sound at blocking. Very smart. And you can see they're not as big as that power tackle next to them. You can see on the right there, but pretty close to that. Peck over here on the left was a more fullbacky, halfbacky type that was technically sound, just absolutely mean because he played middle linebacker and could put anybody on their butt. So that's what we're looking for offensive guards. The tackles, and you can see 2 of them here because I got one at the power tackle and the other at the tight end here. We're looking for big dudes. I mean, really, at the end of the day, you really want all fullbacks, quick-footed, really good athletes, and these 2 big power tackles. If you were kind of simplifying what you're looking for, all linemen in the beast offense, we're really looking for kind of what I was too when I played Pee Wee. You're looking for athletic kids that are just big for their age. They're husky and big boned. They've grown early. And usually in high school, they're going to be an H-back or a tight end, or maybe they just continue to be a monster O-lineman or a pulling guard, but they're highly athletic and they will start in high school. They got quick feet and hands. They're able to make take on any big defensive lineman in the league by themselves if they have to. What we have found out that basketball players like power forwards and things like that in basketball for youth really make these good tackles at the youth football level because they're quick. And so you're really looking for this, just a big boned boy who's grown early, that's stickered, that in high school is going to be a real deal athlete. And that's really what we're looking for here. And we strive to draft, recruit, and develop those players and keep them if we can. So those are the offensive tackles. Now on the play side tight end, this is kind of a funky position. You can see this bulldog here. Jace, he played for a D1, D2 school, I think, at tackle. And we've moved him to tight end here because he had great hands. And at this 12U, he wasn't stickered. So this guy can move anybody on the beast offense. And we call this play side tight end kind of like a bowling ball, because he's going to wash out all the defenders that are kind of stood up by the other guys and their down blocks. They definitely have to have a mean gene. They have to be able to handle D-ends, D-tackles, linebackers. We'd like them to catch, but that's that's definitely what we're looking for at this play side tight end. Now, we've had a couple of middle linebackers play this tight end. One was Mr. Muff, absolutely mean. I remember his dad asking me, is it okay for him to be mean? And we were like, yes, it is, when he's got his helmet on. So you're really looking for this dog here. You can see the other guy that's standing to his left. He's playing wing back there. He's one of our tight ends too, probably backside. Avi, great player, very, very smart, also a quarterback. So all athletic kids here at this 12U level right here. So yeah, the dog backside play side tight end is kind of a big deal. Now, what you can do at backside tight end is we like them tall, kind of like a defensive end type, outside linebacker type, contain guys so they can catch, because we want to throw that pop pass to the backside tight end. They could probably play offensive tackle because they're so strong, but I prefer them tall, great hands, highly coachable, smart. They've got to be able to hear the audibles, and you can see two of them, or at least one of them, sitting right here. And that is this elite group, both play side and backside tight ends. The backside one doesn't have to be as mean, but I definitely want them to have hands, and they can bucket, hinge, and deal with the defensive end coming around the corner if we need to. So that's one of the things there. But also in the backside tight end, if you're a competitive league or you're in a rec league, I did want to show you this. This guy here, him and Mr. Teal really played guards and backside tight ends for us. They were smaller. They just need to be technically sound, very quick, highly motivated to get in the game. And we may sub them for passes and counter plays and move them around. But this little guy right here could cut you and do all kinds of crazy stuff with like Mr. Teal at guard. So we've done that. Don't prefer it, but sometimes in a rec league, you have to deal with all the people you get. He was actually on the Super Bowl team. We won that game, and he had a lot of plays there. So let's talk about this player type. So I told you really what we're looking for at the elite level. And let's talk about, say you're in a competitive league, you're not in travel, but you're definitely competitive. So your guards can be slower and maybe not pullers. We've had a lot of big guards that could basically step inside and down block, protect the center, and that was okay. You could have a small center versus big. If the guards are bigger and can help protect the center, and that center can shotgun snap and under center snap, we've done that, or at least one of them is a dog. Your backside tight end can be average, like I just showed with that guy over there. And then your strong unbalanced group must be kind of top in this competitive. So your center, your KG play side guard, the tackle that comes over in the big, and your power tackle and end, those all guys have to be really kind of above average and skilled players. Your backside weak group, the guard and the tight end, can be smaller and just average or below average. But that play side big group, man, you really want to be kind of above average and good. They don't have to be great because you're just competitive, but I would say you need that one you need two guys over there and maybe your center that could be really good. Now let's talk about recreational, and you've got MPPs on the line. So you still need kind of three guys, your guard, play side, your power tackle, and your play side tight end really need to be kind of big. You can sacrifice that line group on the backside because we'll just flip those three to strong. We'd still prefer a bigger center, but doesn't have to be if your guards can kind of deal with it. The weaker tackle can be kind of average. This is where on this recreational side, we're really going to use blocking backs to pick up the slack for the blocking there. The center can be smaller, like I said, but that night guard and your other guard have to be kind of big enough to help him go through that. So those are my player profiles for the Beast Offense offensive lineman and kind of what I'm looking for. This has come out of my book here, the Power Wing Beast Offense, over at coachparker.org and beastoffense.com. And it goes through all the detail and has for long of what we're looking for there. Um, and there's also some more O-line calls where we're moving people around, like we do wedge tackles, tough and big dogs, where we move linemen around, especially at the rec level, to help us get the best linemen at certain places. That's like on counters and pass play, we'll go even and then move the strong group to where we need them. We're mainly doing jaw blocking, which is a down blocking call. So you can kind of see that here real quick. And then our gaps are usually 0 to 3 inches in beast offense. And so those are some quick things more on offensive line. We can kind of get into that. But those are the player profiles of what we're looking for. You can see a big center, two good pulling guards that are technically sound, big offensive tackles, a dog on play side tight end, and maybe a tall backside tight end. So that's really what we're looking for in the beast offense. Please like and subscribe, comment, all that good stuff helps out with the algorithm. Join my beast offense group if you get a chance. You can find me at coachparker.org or beastoffense.com. Here's some other playbooks that I've written. And this was about the beast offense and the offensive lineman player profiles. Again, this is Coach Parker with coachparker.org, beastoffense.com. Remember to play for fun, and winning is funner. And beware of the beast. See you guys next time. Ciao.